Hello, my friends. Welcome to the Law of Attraction Power Tarot deck reading for the week of February 19th through the 25th, 2017. And this week, for the overall energy, the card that was drawn is the Ace of Coins, Pentacles, discs. As you can see, it represents medicine. That's the depiction for the sign for medicine on most of your medical directives and people that run EMT responders, first responders. This is a sign for medicine. In the Law of Attraction Tarot deck, it has a double meaning. Yes, it does represent medicine. It does represent a healing per se. But it actually represents the Greek god, and I have to look at this because I'm not quite sure if I'm going to pronounce this correctly. Acephalus. He was the Greek god for medicine. He was the one that started talking about medicine and healing. But this particular card, because it is coins and it is abundance and coins are money, it's actually healing through something financially. It could be that there's been an overhanging bill that you've had to deal with. Maybe it's something to do with lawsuits or just something to do with money that you need to heal with. It could be something even as simple as healing that feeling that you lack, or being afraid to ask for a raise, or being afraid to look at your finances. I know there was a time when things would get so bad, I would be afraid to open the bills just because I didn't know what to expect. So the overall energy, though, for the week, no matter what comes up in the rest of the cards, this is healing. These situations are going to bring you manifestations of abundance and hopefully financial manifestations as well. But it's definitely going to be an overall healing energy throughout the week. And with that being said, the very next card that I pulled for the beginning of the week, this card is the Ten of Swords. And swords are mental energy. It is living in our head, trying to figure out things, understand things. As you can see, this ship is, in the middle of a massive wave, and it's about to be put under. And whether it springs back up or not, I don't know, because it doesn't show that. But it does show it being hit by something. So at the beginning of the week, we might be hit by something that sort of sends us off kilter, that, sinks our emotions or our feelings, or, maybe puts us in a position of feeling set back by whatever it is that comes up. But here again, whenever something massive like this happens, big change, usually there's opportunities that come right behind it. I know for a lot of us, we will stall ourselves in fear of making a change because we don't know what's the right direction. Here again, just remember that with this energy of the Ace of Coins, no matter what we're facing, we're going to be healed by it. Even if it seems like it's devastating in the moment, eventually you're going to feel a sense of healing. Something good will come from whatever this, situation or setback or feeling might bring. In the middle of the week, the card that was drawn is the Knave of Swords. And again, more sword energy. So we're going to be dealing with a lot of stuff in our head this week. But as you can see, he's got a sword in one hand, and he's got a shield in the other. And the shield he's using for protection to ward off any kind of negative energy that might come his way. And the sword, of course, is to cut through the BS. Whatever is coming through this week, whatever struggles you may feel, whatever situations may arise that sort of make you feel like you're being put down under, towards the middle of the week, you're going to rise back up and you're going to be ready for battle. He's not running away. He's facing that situation head on and saying, bring it. I'm ready. I'll work through this and I will make something better happen out of this situation. When it comes to the end of the week, and this has always been a cute card to me, This is the Seven of Coins. And when I first started using this deck and I saw this particular card, I thought, now that's an odd looking card. It's got all those chairs. And, what in the world would the chairs represent? Well, in the Law of Attraction deck, the chairs actually represent progress and progression. You can see that in the very beginning when man started to make something to sit on, it was just a rudimentary little stool. And then, of course, it progressed over time to, to this huge chair, comfy, cushiony chair up at the end. So this actually means you're going to progress. Maybe that situation that you're gonna end up, solving and battling is going to put you in a place where you feel you've made some really good progress this week, in whatever that situation may be. And going back to the overall energy again, when you take the coins and you take the strength of that coin and the monetary value of something, whenever we're trying to place monetary value on things, it's really up to us to place that value. Nobody else can tell us what our time is worth. Nobody else can tell us what we should pay for something, like whether it's too much or not enough. Those are the choices that we get to make. And so this week, with the overall energy of healing, there's going to be a lot of little things, I think, that are going to come about that you're going to heal from. Maybe it's going to be situations from the past. Maybe it's going to be some tax situations. Maybe it's going to be healing some old, what's the word I want to use? Tapes is all I can think of. They talk about people having these tapes playing over and over and over in their head from the past that really don't serve you today. I follow Abraham Hicks, and that's why I decided to do the Law of Attraction Tarot deck, and I wanted to start giving people more of an energy message rather than a this is what's going to happen in your life message, because I don't know what's going to happen in your life. You don't really know what's going to happen to your life until the situations come up. Now, the universe has put a lot of things in place for you, and there will be a lot of lessons to be learned. I can guarantee you that. And when you master these lessons, you're just going to rise to the next level and higher and higher and higher. And for a lot of people, progress isn't something that they work towards. A lot of people just sometimes will stay in situations, that don't serve them until the universe puts them in a position where they're underwater. Oftentimes people have to get to that point of no return before they'll make that decision of, okay, I'm going to go left or right. When it comes to finances, I know a lot of people have problem with money. A lot of people feel, to be rich isn't good, or, to be poor is spiritual. That's not the way the universe works. The universe brought you here to be prosperous. The universe brought you here for abundance. Your life is supposed to grow, and you're supposed to grow. And along with that growth, so's your bank account, and so's your material gains. Being afraid to put yourself out there and say, I like making money. I like what I do. I like where I live. I like what I own. I love the car that I drive. To be able to say those things and really mean it from the bottom of your heart tells the universe you're ready and open and available for more and accept more and want more. That's what you're here for. I think we tend to forget, that there's always healing going on with every situation that we find confusing, or when we have to deal with contrast. I know people say, oh, well, life shouldn't be this hard. Well, it isn't hard. We mentally make it hard. It's our choice to look at a situation either as a positive or a negative. And whenever we carry negative energy, that shield that he's got, you need to start carrying that shield around with you. That shield is warding off negative energy. He's using that sword to cut through the crap in his life. But if something gets thrown at him, he puts that shield up and it bounces right off. And you have that same ability. You have that same ability to not let the negatives take over. I really want people to understand that this is what we came for. We came for progress. It doesn't happen in a moment. It doesn't happen overnight. Sometimes we have to take 2 steps forward and a step or 2 back. I know there's often been times when I've gone into a situation thinking, oh Lord, but then after I've gotten through that situation, I thought, wow, that was a real growing experience. I'm really glad I had that, because the next time I won't get so off kilter on something. I won't allow something to make me feel less than. I will bounce back and from that progress. I think you need to remember that, the path to prosperity is one that's born of repetition. If you take the energy from the whole week, okay, and you look at it, it's progression. We're going to start out maybe with a situation that's not going to be too good, or we're not going to look at it as it's too good. It's going to be something that's going to maybe sink us at some point, whether it's emotionally or mentally, or we just get frustrated, but then towards the middle of the week, after we've had a few minutes to actually look at that situation that maybe set us back, we can find that, I can cut through this BS. I can push myself forward. And then, of course, towards the end of the week, we will find that we've progressed to a new level. I think that oftentimes people have to remember, too, that, on the road to material gain, on the road to progression, with anything, we start out in the beginning. I think learning to manifest in the law of attraction, I think learning to understand how to use this on a day-to-day basis, it's just like driving a car. The first time you get behind that wheel, there's so much that you're thinking about. Your mind is racing in several different directions. You've got the windshield in front of you, and you've got the steering wheel that you're holding on to, and you've got a brake pedal and a gas pedal, and you have to shift gears, maybe, if you're in a stick shift type of a car. And then you have the rear view mirror, because you kind of have to glance every once in a while up and down and make sure what's coming up behind you is staying behind you. And that's what the law of attraction. It's the same thing, and eventually after you've been driving for a while, you sit back and relax a little bit. You're not so nervous and looking in the rearview mirror all the time at what's coming up behind you. You're looking at through the windshield, and you're looking at what's ahead, and you're looking forward to where you're going, the direction you're taking it in. But it's the same with the law of attraction and what you're doing with it. Law of attraction is positive energy, positive flow. And every once in a while, you're going to hit a negative speed bump in the road. You're going to have to slow down a little bit and maybe regroup and think things through a little bit more. And then you're going to move yourself forward. And when you come to that fork in the road, okay, then it's your choice. Along with the universe, you're going to get that intuition. You're going to get that instinctive feeling, oh, I really want to go to the right. Or, oh my God, look at that, that beautiful pathway to the left. And you just steer in that direction. And you just keep following your path, and your path will open up. And more roads and more people and more abundance will flow into your life just by taking the time to practice law of attraction. Practice being in a positive mindset. Practice knowing that any situation you face, you can heal from. We're going all the way back to Greek gods with this stuff. And here it is 2017. And, medicine has come so far, and it's advanced so much, and it's going to continue. The universe sent us here to create abundance in our life, to create abundant friendships, abundant love, abundant material possessions, abundant money, but it has to flow. You have to have it come in, and you have to put it out there. Have it come in, and you have it put out there. Think of the ocean. The ocean comes into the shore, but it doesn't sit there and stay. It floats back out, and it comes back in, and it goes back out. And that's the way energy should be for you. That's the way positive energy should be. You should be able to take that moment-to-moment flow, use it to the best of your ability, have fun with your life. Look at the situations that crop up that maybe aren't so perfect as, oh my God, this not so great situation is going to give me the chance to really define what I want and really define the direction I want to drive my car in. And I think that as we start to go through the week and you start to see synchronicities show up and people and places come around, or an email gets sent, and you see that the progress that you're making in some endeavor. Maybe this is a great week for business, for starting a business. Sometimes we get so trapped in our day-to-day lives that we don't venture out to do something new. It's like, and sometimes we have jobs lost, or situations change, or cars break down. A myriad of things can happen at any time. But when those things do happen, rather than letting them make you frightened and afraid, be the conqueror, be the warrior. Know that you can fight any battle that's put in front of you and win. With that, my friends, I hope you have an awesome week. We're winding down the end of February already, and that's kind of miraculous. We're 2 months into 2017 already. Also, towards the end of this week, just as a little side note, we have a new moon on February 26th, and it's an eclipse, so it's going to be another powerful new moon. New moons are beginnings. Isn't that great? We're going to be coming into a new moon on the 26th, which is, it's the end of the week. It's the after we've progressed all week. Something new is going to start on the 26th. This is taking us through the 25th of February. And on that weekend, maybe even that night, new moon energies can come a few days before, and they can last up to 2 weeks after. So I'd really love to hear about the new things that are popping up for you. And I'd like to hear how your weeks are going. And if you are enjoying, these videos, I love making them. I love sharing the law of attraction with people. There's just so much good stuff out there. Okay, you guys have a wonderful week, and I will see you next time.